Hey, so this is part two of things I included in my journal back in April through June of 2019. It was too long for me to throw this all into one video. The video would have been like 20-25 minutes long. So I split it in half. So let's get started. Oh, here's a pleasant thought. I tried to list all the ways that I could just drop dead right now, like die without knowing it. Airplane could drop from the sky. Proton decay happened much sooner than we thought, so all the protons in your body just decay and all chemical reactions cease. So aneurysm, nuclear strike, alien attack, supervolcano, asteroid. So those are the ones that I came up with. I'm sure there's a whole bunch of other ones that I just saw this off the top of my head. Someone could sneak into our house, rob the place, sneak up behind me, and shoot me in the back of the head. So, pleasant thought, pleasant thought. I finished listening to Time is the Simplest Thing at work. This is the same guy who wrote City. So I like City so much that I went and searched for some other things. It was okay. I did enjoy listening to it, but there's nothing I needed to listen to again. Does the author really believe in paranormal activity, or does he just use it as a plot device? So it was not as good as City, in my opinion. Here's something. What if you had an extreme security setup for your network that it needed you to type in the password incorrectly first? So like at a job, all right, you were told this at the very beginning of hire, but it will never be repeated to you again. Even IT won't tell you. You're not allowed to tell anybody else. So it's one of those things where your very first day, they look you in the eye and be like, listen very carefully. I will never repeat this. No one will ever repeat this to you. But every time you go in to type in your password, you must type it in incorrectly first. And then it will give you an error message. And then you type it in correctly. And that's one of those things. It's like an extra layer of security that anyone tried to hack in or anything like that, if they ever discovered your password, it would not work the very first time. So I just think I mean, obviously I'm not in IT or knowledgeable about computers or anything like that, so I have no idea if that would work. I just thought that something like that would be cool if that's something you had to do and no one ever told you except that very first time. If ghosts are real and they are the spirits of the departed, then they would not know much, including language and who they were, because they left all their memories behind in their corpse. Because who you are and the language you speak is all learned behavior. So once you die and you leave that all behind, they would have no knowledge of anything. Hydroelectric dam to supply the city. Oh yeah. Hydroelectric dam to supply the city with power at all times during the day. Solar panels over the water to prevent evaporation. The space is not being used for anything anyways. And what would happen is once the water goes over the dam, you could use the stored electricity. If there's too much electricity, you could use that to pump the water back and put it into the lake. So it'll go through the hydroelectric dam again. So it's almost sort of like a battery. A few tech companies get together. A few tech companies get together, each to secretly build one piece of a huge Voltron in space. What is it for? Anything they want. They would be free from the law, use it for protection, located in space to prevent sabotage and destruction from Earth forces, protect Earth from impact events, make it a huge 3D printer space station. So once it's up there, they can 3D print anything. Obviously, they would need supplies. But I just thought something like that would be cool. I finished listening to Goblin Reservation from the same author. I enjoyed it. It's a good, unique story with a diverse cast of characters. I would listen to it again. End of the month status. So something I don't do all the time, but sometimes what I would do is I will Just include my status of everything at the end of the month. What car I'm driving, my age, where I work, my weight, anything and what I'm reading, what I'm watching, just as, because 2 or 3 years in the future, when I go back and read this, what car am I driving, where am I working? Well, I'm sure I'm going to include like my first day of the job, my last day of the job, and major events. But if nothing happens for months and months, then it might be kind of hard to remember what car were you driving back in 2014. Well, I'm sure I recorded when I bought it and when I sold it, but anything before that, or I'm sorry, anything like in the middle of that, you would have no idea. So just a status update of irrelevant information that may be useful at some point in the future. We finished the first season of Homeland, and it turns out that we went through Homeland pretty fast. So I think we went through quite a few of the seasons of Homeland at the very beginning. Black Mirror Season 5 was released. I watched all 3 episodes. Disappointing, it was only 3. They were sort of disappointing after we waited so long, so few episodes, and not very rewatchable. Yeah, it was unfortunate. Hope Season 6 is awesome. I saw an advertisement for Black Mirror Season 6, and all it was a mirror. So, as in, like, you are living in Season 6 right now, 2012, or 2020, because a lot of people say that this is, like, the worst year on record. So, anywho, re-listen to The Richest Man in Babylon. The important points are listed online. The work of fiction doesn't bring anything to the book. So yeah, it's one of those books where it's good to read and good to understand. But yeah, the important points are listed online. You really don't need to spend the time to read it. I had seen the movie Skyline, but had forgotten most of it. I watched Beyond Skyline, which was a sequel. Both movies are equally pointless. I love myself a good science fiction movie, but yeah, these were no good. I watched Ralph Breaks the Internet. It was okay. Nothing I need to watch again. I think I was missing a reason to watch it. Plot, heart, humor, and or eye candy. The Disney princesses were the best part. The internet as a place you can walk around in was done in Futurama almost 20 years earlier. So how about this? A small radio device that is slowly pumped by the heart. So you install a device inside you that is powered by the pumping of your heart. It pulls charge and then pings a cell phone tower like every hour. It would be great for parents looking for where their children are, for people finding missing people, and to prevent crimes and to deter crimes. And to the people concerned about privacy, this is so little information compared with what we currently share freely on social media and cell phones. And it would be a device that, you don't have to have it installed if you don't want to, but, might be good. We are being watched by our future selves with faster than light tech to get ahead of the light leaving Earth. Then they point their very high-tech cameras back to Earth to record all that they see. What if someone built a Tyson sphere around our sun and we are slowly watching in dread as the light faded and the heat left, and we are powerless to do anything about it? What about around the whole solar system and we start to see the stars disappear one by one? We are being enclosed. I watched Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I did enjoy it. I hope they make a few more of these. I need to watch it again and grab some screenshots because visually it's very pretty, very, very much eye candy. So yeah, that was a lot.